soon. So the grid for Senior Max final number 3 is as follows. On pole position, a very big surprise from Stormbroer. Teddy Clinton is alongside on the front row. Reese Hunter and Ilian Brunsils ran out the top 2 rows, with Kai Hunter and Lewis Gilbert rounding out row number 3. Manel Galofre-Torner from Spain and Clayton Ravenscroft are on row 4 ahead of Dylan LaHaye and Patrick Rundqvist from Sweden. Charlie Turner and Guilherme de Oliveira starts on row number 6 ahead of Leroy Jägersar, Kieran Gifford, Andres Hebert, Ben Donkin, Jason Lockwood, Mick Knowlton, Kian Sang, Georges Bersis, Clementine Benoit, Christian Kuya, Rick Boothorn, Sam Harrison, Alexander Luck, Bramo Civada, Lorenzo Stock, Victor Plateau, Hughes Van de Candelera, Elias Kalin, and Marcus Radny. So we're now going to go on to the formation lap. So Stormbroer really did a great job to steal it at the flag in qualifying. Now we're going to see what happens when the 388 from the Netherlands has some incredibly stern and very well accomplished competition behind. And I'm talking pretty much every single row behind the pole sitter. Now, we've had drama in one of the races today with Mike Van Vugt unfortunately retiring. What is going to happen in Senior Max final number 3 out of 4 here at Karting de Fagne in Mariembourg? Your guess is as good as mine. But the top 10 once again, Stormbroer on pole position. Alongside will be Teddy Clinton. Then it's Reese Hunter, Ilian Brunsils, Kai Hunter, Lewis Gilbert, Manel Galofre-Torner, Clayton Ravenscroft, Dylan LaHaye, and Patrick Rundqvist. So just waiting for all 31 drivers to get into position. Looks like Marcus Landing just trying to catch up with the back part of the field. Here we go. Hold on to your hats. Grab a hold of something. Senior Max final number 3 about to get underway here on Sunday, the 7th of July, 2019. They go into the tram lines. Red lights on the starting gantry. Do we go lights out? Yes, we do. Broer keeps the lead going into turn 1. And it looks like, now was that Reese Hunter that managed to jump up into 2nd position? That is the case. And there is, Brunsils now demoted to 4th as there's a little bump from behind on Lewis Gilbert. Charlie Turner really getting stuck in there. Rundqvist trying to fend people off. Charlie Turner manages to get through before turn 4. Clayton Ravenscroft stuck in the mix there as well. And we've had one going on a rallycross excursion outside of turn 4 on the very first lap. But Stormbroer is definitely holding station at the front. But this is only at the moment. It's early days. The top 6 starting to break away now. Dylan LaHaye looks to be in 7th position. Clayton Ravenscroft is trying to fight his way out of the bottom part of the top 10. So, Broer leads. And it is a, well, no, not anymore, I think. Here we go, 303 goes up the inside. What a move from Reese Hunter. So, Reese Hunter takes the lead now from Stormbroer. So, Broer now demoted to 2nd. Kai Hunter now waiting in the wings in 2nd. Brunsils goes up the inside of Teddy Clinton. Oh, and clashes into him massively. That could have dynamic ramifications for the championship. So, Teddy Clinton... That was a real shame. Clinton was fighting. Brunsils went up the inside of turn 2. The move was not there. So Brunsils now affected. This is really going to hand a bit more of an advantage. Clayton Ravenscroft. Now, hang on. One of the barriers off of turn 5. That is, I can't make out who that is. Marshall's running to the scene. Yellow flag's waving. So, driver is getting out of the cart. That's a very good sign. Now, I'm not too sure who that is. I'll find out momentarily, but that was a hefty hit. Big thank you to our stream director for pointing that out to me. That's a very quick clean-up indeed. Driver now getting out of the way. They are going to continue with this race. So, at the moment, Stormbroer sitting in 3rd position. Just behind is the Dorey Diamond, Lewis Gilbert. So it's the two Hunters at the front. Reese leading Kai on lap number 3 here. So just trying to rearrange the barriers off of turn number 5. And that was Rick Boothorn. He's had no luck at all as the 393. So Rick Boothorn again not having the best of luck. But now the Hunters are trying to make it a British one too. But I tell you what, Stormbro is having none of this. Absolutely none of this. Right on the back bumper of Kai. Lewis Gilbert is going with them. Dylan LaHaye up into 5th place now. Charlie Turner is up into 6th. Where is Ilian Brunsils in all of this? He's down in 10th position. And Ravenscroft up into 8th. So this is really changing things. Godofrey Turner is ahead of the 308 from Bouvin Power. And I tell you what, this has really come alive now. The championship fight is not going to be decided here. I don't think there'll be enough of an advantage for Clayton Ravenscroft, but he will probably go into the final weekend in the first weekend of October. So this is really going to help his championship hopes, because obviously the defending champion is not here this season. Joe Turney, racing in British Formula 4, former teammate of his at KR Sport. And Lewis Gilbert sends it up the inside, Dorey Diamond style, through past Stormbrower going into turn 1. Here comes Dylan LaHaye. Oh, a little bit of a clash there, but not that much for it to unsettle Stormbrower. So Stormbrower is definitely weathering out any kind of conditions that are thrown at in terms of a racing application, never mind the weather. So Brower really holding his own here. So at the moment, Reese Hunter continues to lead. Kai Hunter is making it a Dan Holland Racing 1-2 at the moment. Lewis Gilbert brings Persistence Motorsport into the fray in 3rd place. Stormbrower in 4th. Then we've got Dylan LaHaye from GKS running in the tail end of the top 5. Charlie Turner having a strong showing in 6th position. Leroy Jägersar is ahead of Clayton Ravenscroft, but for how much longer? No, that's not the case. Ravenscroft has made another position on the Dutch driver. With them is going Manel Garofretona from Spain. 10th place, it's Andreas Hebel from France, who's got Ilian Brunsils behind. So running order at the moment. Well, we've got no more Rick Boothorn. He's safely out of the way. He's probably more. He might just be at least a little bit winded after that collision into the barriers, but I didn't see how that transpired. It was out of my line of sight as everything else was kicking off around us here at Mariembourg. So the top 5 have cleanly broken away. The only thing that Ravenscroft has to do now is try and close the gap on Charlie Turner. And in terms of lap pace at the moment, Clayton is about 9/10 of a second off of Charlie at the minute. And Charlie is running that little bit faster than the 399. And Dylan LaHaye has got past Stormbrower, so Brower now down into 5th position. Teddy Clinton, in the meantime, having recovered after what just happened between himself and Ilian Brunsils a few moments ago. The Brit now has the fastest lap of this race and has done a 54 treble 9 in the process. And I have to say that I don't think the Hunters will have it all their own way, because they've got both Lewis Gilbert and Dylan LaHaye with them for company. It's not over yet, but there is the pull away now. These Hunters seems to have still a little bit of a march on Kai, and the gap last time around was over 2/10 of a second. 0.216. What's the gap this time? What's the differential? We'll find out as they press the button now. 0.358 as Dylan LaHaye. Hang on a minute. Did he just go around the outside of Lewis Gilbert? I thought Lewis Gilbert was good at outside overtakes. Now Dylan LaHaye has taken the biscuit there, but Lewis Gilbert's really going to be back in the effective touch. I tell you what, Ravenscroft is now 0.85 of a second. Turner is about 0.95 away from the 5 at the front of the field. And I have to give credit where credit is due to Stormbrower for hanging on as long as possible, but is still keeping with the top 4 at the minute. Marcus Radney, unfortunately, has pulled it into the pits as well, so that looks to be 29 out of 31 drivers still circulating at this moment. Ravenscroft, Leroy Jägersar, Manel Galofri-Torner and Ilian Brunsils now complete the top 10. A little bit further back, Andreas Hebauer, Patrick Rundquist, Ben Donkin, Mick Knowlton and Guilherme de Oliveira. That completes the top 15. Sam Harrison, Jason Lockwood, Kieran Gifford, Kian Sang ran out the top 19 with Christian Kuya from the Netherlands running out the top 20. But the lead has been extended to just over 4.5 tenths. So Reese Hunter in the 303 continues to lead this race, having started from third position and got the jump on Teddy Clinton very early on through turn 1. Less than 2 minutes plus an additional lap. So the gaps at the moment. Now I'm having a look at the top 7 drivers in terms of lap pace. The slowest out of all of them is Lewis Gilbert in fourth position at 55.422. Quickest out of everybody, though, is Clayton Ravenscroft. He did a 54.955. He's just done a 54.961. He's the only one out of the top 7 that have gone sub 55 over the last couple of laps. As Charlie Turner has been reeling in, and not with his fishing rod, a certain driver by the name of Storm Brewer. And Storm Brewer lost out by just over a tenth to Charlie Turner on that last lap. So the British Road Tax champion for 2018 in Senior Max is trying to catch the number 388. And I tell you what, Clayton Ravenscroft is not hanging around either. He is the fastest driver on the track. He is the one with the fastest lap in this race of 54.955. So less than 60 seconds, 48 to go on the clock. And it is still a comfortable lead at the minute for Reese Hunter, Kai Hunter in second. Dylan LaHaye, Lewis Gilbert really sizing up the Belgian right now to try and get back into third position. As Charlie Turner is really deep on the braking behind Storm Brewer. Going through turn 2, he's going to get a good run coming out of 3. Clayton Ravenscroft is also hustling the 399 KR Sport Chassis as best he can to catch up with the pair in front. So Turner is going to strike, and I don't think it's going to be this time around. He'll probably get a chance in the next couple of corners or maybe at the beginning of the next lap. Meanwhile, Reese Hunter continues to comfortably lead. The gap between himself and Kai was just under 6 tenths as LaHaye and Gilbert are embroiled in a battle. Well, they were embroiled in a battle. It's not going to happen anymore. But look at the distance between Gilbert, Brewer, Turner and Ravenscroft now. This is going to get very exciting. Final lap it is. Charlie Turner's going to send it up the inside. Can't make it stick. Thought better of it and went, you know what, I couldn't have done. He probably thought it was going to be too much there. But this has allowed Clayton Ravenscroft to close very definitively here. So Ravenscroft, could he get the jump on Turner and Brewer on this last lap? We're only about half of this lap remaining. It's the final one here on this third of fourth race for Senior Max this weekend. As well, that's a move. Charlie Turner just got mugged by Clayton Ravenscroft on the inside of turn 7. So Ravenscroft now up into 6th position. That's a great effort from the Brits in the 399. But the checkered flag is going to wave, and I tell you what, well done, Reese Hunter, who takes the win. Kai Hunter takes second. Dylan LaHaye in 3rd place. Lewis Gilbert in 4th. Storm Brewer in 5th place. Clayton Ravenscroft in 6th, ahead of Charlie Turner. Ilian Brunsils made it up to 8th in the end of that race, with Patrick Rundquist and Leroy Jägersar making sure their intentions were clear of getting some top 10 finishes here this weekend. But Reese Hunter from 3rd to 1st. So Reese Hunter takes the win by 0.469 of a second ahead of Kai Hunter. So it's a Dan Holland Racing 1-2 and also more to the fact a British 1-2. Dylan LaHaye keeps Belgian pride high on 3rd position ahead of Lewis Gilbert. Storm Brewer started from pole, finished in 5th place ahead of Clayton Ravenscroft, who managed to get past Charlie Turner at turn 7 on the final lap. Ilian Brunsils in 8th, Patrick Rundquist in 9th, ahead of Leroy Jägersar, Ben Donkin, Guilherme de Oliveira, Mick Knowlton, Andreas Hebauer, Manolo Galofri-Torner, with Harrison, Gifford, Sang, Lockwood, Kuya, Stoke, Beresis, Luck, Teddy Clinton, Clementine Benoit, Bramo Savada, Victor Plateau, Elias Kalin and Hughes van de Candelera rounding out the 29 strong that finished with Marcus Radney and Rick Boothorn eliminated.